Power outage is nothing new to many Nigerians, but the recent announcement of a blackout in parts of Lagos and Ogun State has once again thrown the spotlight on the country's fragile power supply system and its effect on the environment. This and more will be our focus in this week's edition of Green Angle. Welcome. I am Esther Mopariola. And before we begin, let's bring you updates from the world of environment. The floods may have receded, but they left behind a trail of destruction. For residents here, the damage isn't just visible, but deeply felt. Many are angry, and the extent of the losses is beyond measure. For Mrs. Adeboboye and her family, the flood came without warning. All that's left are broken fences, spoiled food supplies, and uncertainty about what to do next.
We had to run out of the house yesterday for our own safety because the flood is already overshadowing us. I was supposed to be in the office. When I woke up, for us to see flood coming from the door, from the window, from everywhere, we had to run, even to the extent that it was only just God that didn't allow us to fall inside our neighbors' pits. We've lost so many material things. All our wardrobe right now has been spoiled with this water. All our beds, because we reared beds yesterday, we had to start packing them to go and throw them away.
Mrs. Kehinde and Austin, both local traders, say they are struggling to recover. They had stocked their shops with goods bought on credit. Now, all are ruined by the flood.
I borrowed money to do business. It's so painful to me. I don't know where. I don't get another shop. I don't get anywhere to stand again. I don't even know what to use to replace the money. I don't even know whether I make a dry snapper come out of my life, but I can't do that.
I don't know what to do as I am right now. I don't know what to do. I collected cooperative loan to buy this market. I collected almost 2 million. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Residents blame the severity of the flooding on an abandoned drainage project in the area. They are calling on the government to complete the work before another disaster happens again.
There's a construction ongoing at Berigbe Road, and there's a spot called One Fold. What we heard is that particular channel there, the channel for the gutter, the main drainage there, has been blocked.
This is a collecting point. If it has been speed up, probably we wouldn't have experienced what we experienced. Our properties have been damaged because from the Nimet, we heard that the rain is going to continue from all the southwest and the coastal area. So Lagos is among. So we need that urgent attention right now.
While the Lagos state government says it's aware of the situation, the big question for many here is, how soon will help come? For now, residents of Ijede are left to pick up the pieces on their own. After hours of intense rainfall, parts of Ikorodu were left underwater. Homes, streets and businesses all submerged. In response, officials from the Ministry of the Environment are inspecting some of the affected areas to assess the level of damage. At Berigbe, a suburb in Ikorodu, some residents shared their ordeal, expressing frustration over the slow pace of the drainage construction, which they believe worsened the flooding. The inspection team later moved to Ijede, where they visited key drainage sites under construction. Authorities say the pace of work will now be increased, with necessary resources already mobilized to ensure the project is completed on time.
We are going to speed up the project as it is ongoing. We're going to speed it up. Then again, we want to come and have a lot of sensitization talk with the people around here. Is flood prone, making sure that they don't encroach on the right of way of our infrastructures to make sure that they don't empty their waste in all of those drains.
But there are certain things you cannot really speed up because, again, it has to follow certain areas that we must achieve. So we will make sure that we have that meeting with them. We've called the contractors, not for them to move out of sight, but for them to come, and then we'll look at it together. Technically, we'll see how best we can speed up. As I said, what we will ask them to do is to engage more gangs.
State officials also acknowledged the losses incurred by many families and revealed that an intervention plan is being activated to support affected residents.
We are here at the instruction of Mr. Governor to sympathize with those people that have been affected and equally to ensure that there is no further damage by giving an adequate report that will mitigate against this flood situation.
While the residents remain hopeful, they are calling on the government to follow through on its promises.
I look forward to execution of all the promises we've heard today, and we just hope for the best for our community.
With the rainy season still far from over, the pressure is on for the state to deliver on time, for the sake of the people who continue to suffer the consequences of inadequate infrastructure.
I'm planting this tree and it will grow.
In a world struggling with the effects of climate change, rising temperatures and widespread deforestation, one simple act continues to stand out as a powerful solution: planting trees. As each tree takes root, speakers highlight their immense value, ranging from boosting soil fertility, supporting livelihoods, and preserving cultural heritage.
NDDC is making sure that it sensitizes the people in the region in tree planting, encouraging the people to make sure that the environment is densely populated with plants.
In this phase of the campaign, organizers say digital tools and ICT are being integrated to enhance planning, tracking, and impact measurement.
Like in the past, where we just planted trees, this time we are adding a bit of science, ITC, into it. We are doing what we call georeferencing. So we have data that will tell you the profile of a particular tree, even 5, 10, 20, 30 years to come.
It is important we go back to nature. So by planting trees, it is necessary, it is important, not only as food, but also as a source of clean air.
But despite the drive, challenges persist, such as limited funding, low seedling availability, and inadequate technical capacity for long-term sustainability. Also in attendance were teachers and students from various schools who were sensitized on the importance of environmental education and their role as young eco-ambassadors.
If you have trees, you have fresh air like oxygen, and I also believe that it's not good to burn waste. Planting of trees is very important to our health and also to social and our environment.
A small hole in the ground, a big step for the planet. As the saplings grow, so does the commitment to a greener tomorrow. Naina Gabriel, TVC News, Obehen, Abia State.
For many residents in Lagos and Ogun State, the announcement of a 25-day power outage didn't come as a surprise. It's a familiar story in a country where power supply is both unstable and insufficient. In Lagos alone, electricity demand is estimated between 10,000 to 15,000 megawatts, but supply from the national grid is just a fraction of that, roughly 1,000 megawatts daily, lasting for only about 12 hours. The recent notification from Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company stated that the Transmission Company of Nigeria will be carrying out scheduled maintenance on the Omotosho-Ikeja West 330 kV line from July 28th to August the 21st, between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily.
What they are doing is an essential maintenance that will eventually also upgrade and improve power electricity service in Ogun State and Lagos State. And I must say, in recent weeks, there has been a huge improvement in electricity supply throughout Nigeria. And there are 4 lines that give us light in Lagos State. 4 lines that bring electricity into Lagos State. 3 of them are involved, but the 4th one has to be put off for safety reasons, for safe passage, safe working environment. But they are all beside each other. If during the daytime, while the work is going on, we find a way to send electricity to Victoria Land or to Agege or to Magodo, just a little bit of window, then they will have light, maybe 2 hours, maybe 1 hour, maybe not at all. But it's better to prepare for no light. So you know that from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., I won't have light, let me plan for it. If you need to pump water, do that in the night, prepare for it. If you have an inverter, charge your battery overnight so you have your light.
But in many parts of Lagos, power cuts are already a way of life. Households and businesses rely heavily on petrol and diesel-powered generators, bringing with them noise and harmful emissions.
Cost of buying fuel now is very high. It's on the high side, and it's to a large extent is affecting the business because of the costs. And at this, from it we still pay staff and the likes. It makes the take home in the business makes the business look not profitable. Yeah, to a large extent, sometimes paying children's school fees is a difficult thing. Most of the money we make here, we put it on running energy, buying fuel to run this business. So most of the time we beg the school management to allow these children in school until we gather things and pay the debt that we've incurred.
We spend about 150 to 160,000 naira on diesel alone in a month. And this is because we rely mostly on solar. We're lucky that the capacity of the solar we have can power most of our equipment in the laboratory, which normally comes on almost all the time, every day. You know, as the patients come, they run tests. So our reliance on generator is more of when we have surgeries, when we want to sterilize, when we want to pump water, that's when we rely on generator. And also when the solar fails at night.
Sustainability advocates say the environmental cost of this dependence is too high. Aside from contributing to Nigeria's growing carbon emissions, it's a serious public health concern.
Not only the effluents in terms of discharge of diesel or petrol or smokes, there is also the attendant consequences of noise pollution, which is one of those that we are experiencing. When you look at all of that cumulatively, then you look at the impact on public health. Diesel generator emits, then sometimes they go to either the service and then they pour in the engine oil of some of these machines into our waters. The waters are polluted, and ultimately public health it's actually compromised.
They're calling on the government to not only improve the nation's energy infrastructure, but also prioritize clean and renewable alternatives.
So many people have highlighted the need for Nigeria to even possibly have a renewable energy commission, not energy commission, renewable energy commission. Now it's going to look at the renewable options that we have, solar being one of them. Of course, we do still know that solar depends on lithium batteries. We need the self, it's another bottleneck. But we are in this crisis, and the Nigeria needs to look at the multiple options. One of the things is, how those renewable energy materials and parts, or some level of concession, or some level of factories to set off solar panels so that solar panels can be easily accessible to Nigerians. Because today, it takes a fortune for you to install reasonable solar option on your homes.
It is very clear that the best solution for meeting the energy needs of any people in the world today is to use renewable energy, which could be solar, it could be wind. So we need to move to renewable energy, train our workers to be able to step into the jobs that will be created, because it's going to create massive jobs.
With growing interest in solar, wind and other clean technologies, experts believe that with the right investment and political will, the country can shift toward a more reliable and sustainable power system, one that lights up homes and protects the planet. Green Angle returns in just a moment. Stay with us. Meet Ife Dilichukwu Chibike, a talented artist who transforms recycled waste into stunning masterpieces. His journey began in 2012 when he discovered his passion for turning waste into art. Today, he mainly uses aluminium cans, sourcing them from his neighborhood.
To me, nothing is waste, unless if you have not been able to decode the value. Everything you see in your environment has a value.
Ife Dilichukwu meticulously cleans and cuts the cans into small pieces, ready to be used for his artwork. With dedication and skill, he transforms these discarded materials into beautiful pieces of art.
Every artist out there, even non-artists who are aspiring to be creative, one is that I must tell them nothing is waste. Let them take their time, study the material so that they don't end up creating another waste.
His studio in Awka showcases a collection of his work, receiving recognition for his unique creations. Among his notable works are portraits of celebrities and influential figures.
Some people have said, you are inspiring me. I said, good, because I alone can do it.
With each new artwork, Ife Dilichukwu inspires us to see the beauty and possibilities hidden in what we often discard. And that's about it on this week's edition of the program. Until I come your way next time, remember, together we can build a sustainable world. I am Esther Mokwariola. Bye for now.